Once again, you're welcome to our quarterly mentorship program. And this quarterly mentorship program theme is recalibrating your business as a visionary in Africa. Mr. Temitayo Adewole is our first mentor on the quarterly mentorship program. And today we are going to have the honor of, once again, you're welcome to teach us from the wealth of his knowledge. Yes, fantastic. Okay, Temitayo Adewole, the small medium enterprise doctor, is the best hand you need when thinking of starting a new business venture and business development. He is largely accepted as a small medium enterprise consultant, mentor, and coach with unique strength in business setup, critical thinking, product research and development, product market penetration, market visibility indices, and tactical business development. He has raised over 500 startups through training, coaching, mentoring, and consulting. He has created multiple platforms and partnered with hundreds of people to teach and create great startup atmospheres. He is the CEO of Temitayo Adewole Coaching and Consulting. He is also the CEO of Junior Crystals Innovation. He is the associate principal of Startups Edu, owner of free online platforms, the Startup University. He currently lectures with Leading Ladies Institute Lagos, where he is saddled with the responsibility to raise business startups into the market. He teaches with BRICS Coaching and Consulting Institute Lagos. He's currently a business developer for Brand On Coaching and Consulting South Africa, amongst many. He has consulted and still consulting for many startup businesses within and outside Nigeria. Management, sales optimization, target marketing, and customer management. He counts it a rare privilege to influence men and guide them into maximizing their potentials through his numerous invitations as facilitators at seminars and conferences, mentoring and coaching sessions. He is on the board of some businesses, working with individuals and businesses to reach their goals. Both of us were invited to speak at a platform of business women and men sometime last year. And just listening to him speak, I knew we connect. Before then, I had, when you see somebody's profile and you make a mental note that this is somebody you need to connect with, but somehow we just never connected. But you know how God is. God will always create an avenue where two of you will meet. And once you meet, you cannot not connect from then on. And that's what happened with Mr. Temitayo and I. And so Mr. Temitayo, it's such an honor and a privilege to have you African startups. Please make welcome, you're welcome. Please take the stage, introduce yourself away, and
Hello, can you hear me now? Oh, okay. Okay, the visual is a bit mute here. Can you see my, okay. Can you see me clearly too?
Yes, sir, we
that
can
you can see.
Oh, yes,
that's
sir,
so cool. All right. My name is Temitayo Adewole once again, and I am a business consultant and also a developer as a business development coach. Okay, so we work with aspiring entrepreneurs and existing business owners that are struggling in their businesses. I've been doing it for a while now. It's a privilege to be your guest tonight, and I so much believe that God will have His way as usual. Okay, so without taking our time, I'm asked to speak on recalibrating your business as a visionary in Africa. Recalibrating your business as a visionary in Africa. And I'm expected to play around developing participants' entrepreneurial mindset. And I'm also going to be doing a bit of spirituality in business, why it's important, and also help us to build character for our business. Please confirm that you can hear me at every point. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, so we want to start with the word calibration. In fact, when you first sent me that topic, I was like, oh, we should have been English again. So you don't mind me. I'm very simple and, and I wish it's called calibration. Okay, so, I just went online. I checked what is calibration. And yeah, I saw it because, English, the way English talk, the way it is to you at times might not be the way it really is, to some other people. So I took my time. What is the sense I can bring from this word? I began to play around for over a month now. And I just came up with just one word: re-examination, re-examining your business, re-examining your business. And to me personally, there's a word I use. I call it business auditing. Call it business auditing, all of that. But in a way, I'm not going to look at it from the aspect of business auditing. I want to look at it from the aspect of re-examining yourself as a visionary, re-examining yourself as a business owner, re-examining yourself as someone that got an assignment with that business. So recalibration, in my definition here, says re-examine and correct. Because the moment you re-examine, the next thing that comes is you correct, you put right, you update in that business or yourself or the vision or any other thing, around whatever you are recalibrating or re-examining with a new understanding of purpose. Please get to know that. If I'm going to be auditing myself, re-examining myself, or I just want to take a time out on my business, it must be for a purpose. It's either I'm experiencing a growth or I'm experiencing something or backwardness, or I'm not feeling the vibe that I expect. So something is not going well, or something is overrunning. I mean, you can be running faster than your shadow. Be like, no, that's too much for me. I need to calm down. So all of these things put together, answers the re-examination, the recalibration thing. Okay, so why do we recalibrate? Why is it expected of you to examine yourself in business or as a visionary? Why? Because there must be a purpose for everything. Number one, and that's the single reason I have here, is to create more value for your clients and stakeholders. To create more value for your clients and stakeholders. So why do I need to recalibrate? Why do I need to re-examine myself? Why do I need to audit myself? Apart from the ones I mentioned, the key reason is to create more value for your clients and stakeholders. Now, this is the goal. Definitely, you could come up with roadmaps and every other strategies. But the end result is to create more value for your clients and stakeholders. Now, I said I'm also going to educate all of us tonight. Let me drop the recalibration a bit. I want to move into reality. And the reality is, now, you want to recalibrate yourself as a business owner, as a visionary. Some of us say we are startups. Some of us say we are entrepreneurs. All of this put together, who are we? Now, I want to clarify the difference between who a startup is originally and who a business owner is. Now, let me bring it based on the context of Africa, because we are focusing on Africa. I want to use the word MSME. MSME. Now, because the context of Africa will not say business owner. They will not say it won't accept the word business owner, self-employed, a lot of that. But it will accept MSME. It will accept the startups, because all of these tags have direct impact on the economy. At least in Nigeria, MSME has up to 70% contributions, in terms of manpower, recruitment, and all of that. And in terms of GDP, we have about 48.5 contribution. Now, we are not looking at same thing in Ghana. Ghana has about 80%, in contribution, and close to about for something percent around that in GDP. So what are we saying? We must know where we are. We must know our status. We must understand our business space before talking about re-examining ourselves, because the vision is different. Number one, the M stands for micro, the S stands for small, and the other M stands for medium. Now, I want to tell you that MSME is actually not startup. Please get that right. But in the English word, we want to say a startup is a small business that's just starting up. Please, let's get that right. And I'm also going to add something. We call it macro. It is called nano. Nano. Now, what is a nano? A nano business is a one-man business that can be run from inside your house or within a small shop. You don't need to be structured to run a nano. Those are the people that sell bread on the street. Those are the Mama Buki, and the likes that sell Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So it is important to know where you belong before we now start talking about the re-examination. Before we start talking about the business auditing, recalibration, as a focus tonight. Now, if you are a micro, your staff strength should be between 1 and 9. Micro. So if you are a small business, your staff strength should be between 10 and 49. And if you are a medium company, your start strength should be between 50 and 250. And if you are a nano, you don't need any strength, you don't need any staff strength. You are the only staff, and you can run your business from anywhere. And let's move ahead to what is called a startup. Basically, the word startup is a concept, a new concept from the Indian, and we are beginning to adopt it, all around now. But in 2022, our president, President Muhammad Buhari, signed into law, and we now have what we call the Startup Act 2022, which now creates an avenue for the people that are entitled to be called startups, because you have to register with a council. So it is called, to register, you get the startup label, and you have to be in operation within between 1 and 10 years. So let us not call ourselves startups when we are not startups, because let me give you the definition of the act. I'm going to read it out to you. Now, it said, a startup is defined under the Nigerian Startup Act 2022, recently passed by the president. As a company, is now defined as a company which has been in existence for less than 10 years. And its object will be to create, to innovate, to produce, develop, and adopt unique digital technology, innovative product and service or process. Get that right. So don't join the clique or everybody to say you are a startup when you're actually not a startup. It's either you're a micro business, or you're a nano business, or you're a medium business, or you're a small business. That is the first thing that we must know, because there are times that, or let me say, a lot of us don't know that we are micro business. So all our plans have always been around, small, medium, small, medium. So it is important to understand your status as a business. That is key. What is my status as a business? So I'm putting it up to you now. Are you a nano business? Are you a micro? Are you a small? Are you a medium or a startup company? Ask yourself. That is the first thing you must know. Because the moment you understand your status, it will be it will make a whole lot of sense for you to now design a promotional growth system that will take you to the next level. That means if I'm a nano, I can begin to think, oh, someday I'll become a micro. So what do I need to become a micro? Someday I'll begin to think, oh, I need to become a small business. What do I need to become a small business? Someday you begin to think that I will become a medium business. This is the growth level. And I want you to understand it. So I want to ask us, I just need 1-2 persons to respond. What is your status as a business owner? I need anybody to answer. Anybody. What is your status as a business? Don't be shy, because of persons will be like, hey, so I'm actually a nano business. And no. Let's just look into it. I will call him, so no time. All right, sir.
Small.
Okay, you are a small business. Thank you very much. Any other person? We need 1 or 2 more persons. Okay, I need 1 more person. Any other person? Any other person? Okay, so I think that be it as it is, let's move on. Now, do you know that a continuous recalibration helps you to drive continuous improvement in a virtuous circle, a continuous recalibration, a continuous auditing, a continuous re-examination. So you are not waiting for a long time to re-examine yourself, to audit yourself. You are always, at every point to examine how everything is being done, how you are measuring up with the vision, how the market is perceiving you, how the things you are doing from the inside and the outside are really measuring up. So how are we going to analyze? How are we going to, or what are the processes we should put in place while recalibrating? Number one, you analyze. You analyze. A lot of us don't analyze our businesses. We don't take advantage of data. We don't. It's important to run your analysis every week, every month, quarterly, and yearly. It's important to run your analysis. And once you run your analysis, it helps you to know your performance. It helps you to underscore your performances and all that needs to be known. And when you are analyzing, you're not just analyzing the entire business. You're analyzing based on your department, based on every departmental output, based on every departmental expectation. You are also analyzing the market. How are they accepting our product? What are we not doing fine? Why are we not performing to this level? We projected ABC amount in the first quarter. Why are we not reaching that level? What is happening? So you are paying attention on all of these things. And the only way you can get is to set up an analytical platform to give you this. So the next thing you do is to connect all the analysis to form your planning. Because from the point of analyzing, you are having access to what I should do, what I should not do. All of these things are forming what I call the plan. And once you get that, what should you do? Execute. Don't wait. Execute. Aggressively, strategically. Okay, so what are the things we should re-examine in our business? So I have about 8 points here. 8 points here. What are the things we should re-examine? Number one, your vision. Your vision. A lot of us have beautiful vision on paper. When you check our business plans, my vision is to be this, my vision is to be this, to have this, not to do this, all of that. We need to re-examine our vision. What we do as a business, can we say it's measuring up to the exact vision we claim to have? That's a question. Oh, you have a vision to become one of the biggest producer of ABC products. But the way you are running your business, can you ever be big? That's the question. Can you ever reach that picture you saw when designing the vision? That's a question. Maybe I should ask all of us, what is your vision? I want to start with Oreofe. What is your vision as a visionary in Africa? Oriofe, are you there? Oriofe, are you there? Pleasant, are you there? Ibokun, what exactly is your vision? Ma, I want to believe that everyone is in business here, ma.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So tell us, what is your vision? You be proud of your vision now. What's your vision? I mean, for your business now. What's your vision?
They are not used to being put on the spot. That's why.
Ma?
They are not used to being put on the spot.
Okay. But it's important.
Yeah, I know. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Important because we should be able to talk about our vision, because some I really don't have a good vision. Maybe some just have goals. So it's important to get the reality of your vision and make sure that what you are doing in that business is measuring up. So if your business is to become an outstanding brand delivering ABC, so all your practices from the inside to the outside must meet up, must measure up that standard. Because your vision should not just be a poem. It's not a poem, it's not a write-up. It should become a lifestyle. It should become a lifestyle that will begin to speak in everything in your business. So work on your vision. Number two, I want us to re-examine our products. Let's re-examine our product. Please don't forget that the money or the revenue that comes into your company is not coming in as a result of the company itself. It's coming in via this product. I mean, without product, there can't be company. There can't be organizations. There can't be brands. The first point is your product/services. So now look at your product very well. Look at your services. Are they meeting up the market standard? That's the question. Can we really say the product are performing very well as expected in the market? Because the reality is, if you are setting a revenue generation goal for your business, don't forget that you are to spread it on your products. So if you have 5 products, you spread it on all of these products. And based on the analytical platforms or programs that you have in the organization, you should have known which of the product performs well, or what to do to make all of the product perform more better to meet up the expected revenue targets. Okay, can we say your products are solving real-time problems? Do you pay attention on the feedback on your products and services? Now, these are things that we pay attention on. These are the things we re-examine to see if we are really doing well. I talked about vision. Now, I'm talking about your products. A bad product can run down the entire organization, the entire company, the entire business. And when we are talking about product, we are talking about value from the inside to the outside. If you are into production or you are into production and manufacturing, that value from the inside to the outside, is it really meeting real-time needs? Now you should ask yourself, why are my competitors doing fine, better than me? Some of us have never cared to even ask ourselves if we have competitors. Do I have competitors? As a company, do we have competitors? What are they doing? How are they doing it? Good, they are not what you should originally pay attention on, but it's important to consider them when running your analysis. So pay attention on your product and make sure you answer all of the realistic questions. Because if you don't answer or provide quality responses or answers to these questions, it will amount to you deceiving yourself. So it's important you ask yourself, sit with your team. If you don't have, if you've not been doing it, create a team that will pay attention on your product so that you can keep getting better. And if you are into production, you've been producing 1, 2, 3 things, and you realize that you have stayed too long on this product, try to introduce new things, but based on your market research, based on the feedback from market. It's important. Now, do you want to tell me once again, or this is the last point on the product, that your product is really giving you profits? Can we say your products are giving you profit? Your services, are you getting profit from all of this? Okay, let's move on. The next point is your market. You must pay attention on your market. You must pay attention on your marketing. You must pay attention on your sales. Now, on the market, it's important to readdress your target audience clarity. It's important to readdress your target audience satisfaction. It is important to readdress your target audience access to the product. I have seen product that, because of a lot of people that will tell you that once you have produced, the next thing is run advert, push to run advert everywhere. Let people have access to the product. Let people have access to you. Let them know that you are coming into the market or you exist, without proper distribution of products rightly in the right place. Because if you, okay, let's assume this is my biro. This is my biro. I'm a producer. I run adverts in Lagos. I run advert in Oyo. I run advert in Ogun. And you can only find this biro around Ojota alone. Is that advert not a waste of money? Why not adopt a grassroots distribution process that will first of all make available this product in the right places and ensure that people have been buying into it, before starting to push for adverts and every other thing? I'm going to say this. When it comes to adverting, right? When it comes to adverts, marketing, and all of that, it is important to calculate as a business person all you need by yourself with your team. And if you are going to take a consultant or a coach, please work together. Because most times there are people that come and say they can help us market, and in a way they overhype your product. And if care is not taken, it eats into your projected costs. And if care is not taken, it's also going to affect your business and elongate your break-even period. So reality matters when setting out, on your marketing, when looking into your target audience, asking your right questions. Now we're talking about, that was for marketing, then let's talk about marketing. Now, it's important to re-examine your target rather, than your marketing plan. It's important to have marketing plan. It's important to have targets. And it is important to build a budget around all of this, year in, year out, quarterly. I mean, at the point of marketing or at the point of designing stuff for your market, ask yourself this realistic question. What exactly do I want to do? Like, how much do I want to make in 2022, in 2023, in 2024, in 2025? And how do I make it? What are the things I need to put in place? We call it roadmaps to achieve this thing. Now, if you want to stand out as an entrepreneur in Africa, it's important to pay attention on all that I have said. One other thing that matters again is revenue generation planning. If you don't have a separate timeout or planning system to generate revenue for your business, that business will have problems. Yes, because if you are not making, if there's no revenue and you're not making profit and you're not, it's not making sense, then it's no business. Honestly, it's no business. So while planning for your year, it is important to put and place rightly your revenue generation planning. Outline it. How much do I want to make? How do I make it? And don't forget, that is when you start talking about the people you need to achieve that goal, that target. What is expected of them to do? How much marketing you need to put in place? Then how much products needs to be available? How much people do you need to serve if you are into services? How much people or how many people do you need to serve? Where are they? These are realistic questions. Because until you ask yourself these questions, the year is not properly planned. So while you are planning, revenue generation is key. Because you are in business to make profit. I wrote here, I said, a continuous planning is good to commensurate your annual planning. Now, we've always been doing this annual planning starting from January, that will cater, a plan that will cater for a whole year. But things are beginning to change. Things are beginning to change. So I'm always suggesting that when you are planning, have your yearly planning, then break into quarter to your planning. So if you're achieving a quarterly planning or a quarter aspect, you can move into the next quarter, asking yourself why you did not, achieve certain things from the previous quarter. But if you make it a yearly thing, there won't be drive to push it to the right place. You will just say, okay, since we still have a lot of months in the year, so no problem, let's just push it to get there. But the reality is that you will not get there. So it's better you have what I call a continuous planning that comes quarterly. So it helps you to checkmate yourself. Now, another thing which is also big is understanding your structure, paying attention on your processes, and adhering to your policies. Adhering to all the policies, the SOPs, and everything that guides the achievement of the set goals in line with your vision. So it is important to re-examine how all of these things are being done. How the people that work with you, your staff, permanent staff, temporary, how they adhere to your rules, how they follow the rules, how they don't compromise the standard. It's very important. Pay attention on the flow, on your structure. Pay attention on your staff's job descriptions. And that is why you have what I call appraisers. So if you need to become a visionary, an outstanding visionary in Africa, you must take serious all of these things. Another point there is report taking, data analysis, and clean accountability. It's important. Okay. Now, what do you also need to re-examine? Your growth, the growth planning. When you were starting the business, was there any growth plan? You started 1 year ago. Was there a plan that, okay, by the second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, this is what I want to become? This is where we are going to. These are the things we want to achieve. Do you have all of those? And if you have all of this growth planning, are you really adopting them? Are you really following suit as you plan? Are we sure that the events are gradually not taking all of this away from you? Now, your scalability plan. Have you ever planned to scale? Are you scaling? Do you have the plan to scale? Okay. Your succession plan. Are you still working towards all of this? Now, we're looking at examining your business. And all these have to do with the business. But if you don't have them in place, the business will not meet up with expectation in Africa. And finally, we're looking at the place of God, because I'm asked to talk about 3 things here. How are you working with God as your partner in the business? Because the reality is you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. We need God's wisdom. We need his involvement. We need him to give us idea. We need him to say, okay, so fine, go to this place tomorrow. We need him to give us new and bright ideas. Is that connection still there? There are things that are spiritually connected when it comes to business. And one of it is the business in your hand is more or less like a ministry that must consistently happen. So you don't compromise negatives, wrong vibes. Rather, you set godly goals that will continually make impact to keep your business relevant. Even when the economy is not doing well, people keep complaining and all of that. If you invite God into the business, he will teach you how to grow. Yeah. Or maybe he can just tell you to meet with somebody that will help you. And that person will come and give you all that you need. Meanwhile, it's not the person, it's God. So work with God and make him your best partner in planning, in everything that you do regarding your business. Even in recruitment, to the point of recruitment, it can help you discern rightly on the person that should work with you or the kind of persons that should work with you. On this final note, what I have said, you might have heard somewhere or multiple times, but hearing it again means you need it again. And you should take advantage of it. And make sure you do all your best to become your best. Thank you very much, Ma, for the opportunity. Thank you very much. I'm done here.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry, my visuals are not on. I'm not in a place where I can show my visuals. Thank you so much, sir. That was heartfelt and that was so impactful. While we are still waiting for questions, I think there was a question here from Pleasant. She said you should emphasize more. I'm trying to get it. Please hold on. She said she wanted you to emphasize more on service businesses. I think that was when you were talking about products, how they can analyze their products. I think she wanted example of service businesses. If you could shed more light on that, sir.
Okay, so I think I did a bit, but if you have, can you tell me about what you do, if you don't mind? You can just put it in the chat box. Now, how do you analyze services? Now, there are different types of services. There are services that you need equipment to achieve. There are services that, okay, fine. Okay, so event management and deco. How do you analyze? Now, the first thing is, who are your target audience? Who are your target audience? Are they the high network? Are they the middle class? Are they below the middle class? That is the first question you ask yourself. Are you for everybody? So you must know where you belong clearly. So once you get that, all right, premium and medium. Okay, fine. Now, how do you analyze your business? So going back, ask yourself, since you started this business, have you really made profit? Because we are going to start it from the, okay, I'm coming, sir. Can you really say you have made profit? Let's look at it from that angle, because we see a lot of, decorators, event planners, and all of that being busy and not making money. Ask yourself, am I really making money? That's number one. I'm taking it from the back now. Number two, you ask yourself, my efforts to meeting up with client expectation, can I say is measurable to, all right, can I say is measurable to the expectation of my client? One, my vision. Two, number three will be your yearly goal. Because if your yearly goal is to make 200 million, and from a job, you don't even get up to 200,000 naira, it means that you have to do more to make that 100 million. I'm not talking about income now, I'm talking about profit. And you ask yourself, what are the things that I need to put in place? What are the things I need to put in place to achieve these 200 million? Number one, I must redefine myself to reproject myself into the right people. Not running on fake and cheap sales platforms or tutorials, but rather creating my realistic.
Hello, sir. Mr. Temitayo, please, can you help me make Abiola host, me or Abiola host?
Oh, okay. No problem. I will, ma'am. One minute, please. Okay, I'll come. Yeah, I've done that too. Okay, is that good?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I was saying, so you have to pay attention on how to truly project yourself to these people that need you. So how do I do it? How have I been doing it? If the way I have been doing it is not really giving me what I want, what are the things I am not doing fine? What are the things I should do fine? And that is where you now need to check out your competitors. What are they doing? Some persons, all they do is just to project themselves for connections. Some persons, all they do is just to project themselves for proper PR. Some persons, all they do is just, to create a massive and aggressive advert, not even on social media, maybe on Google. Some persons is just to duplicate marketers that can do stuffs or create content like a sales funnel that will attract the exact people that you need. Some persons could do it in form of subscription ahead. It depends. So as a deco, all you need to do is to sit down, go back to where you started from or where you are, and ask yourself all of these questions. What do I want? How can I get it? What do I do to get it? The people that have it, what are they doing that I am not doing? I don't know if that helps a bit.
That was so beautiful, sir. It analyzed a lot of things, but while we're still waiting for while we're still waiting for other questions, I have a question, sir. Is having a growth plan and a scalable plan the same thing, or they are different things?
Okay, now scalability is inside growth plan, because you get to a level where you are projected certain growth. Okay, let's say, for example, I use this biro, for example. We're starting with 12 cartons. In our first 3 months, it's still in the implementation stage, where we are still putting together feedbacks. We are trying to hear what the market is saying. We are working on all of that to reinvent, the idea for continuous acceptability. Now, that's the first 3 months. The second 3 months, we might now look at, okay, so once they have accepted this biro, the blue biro, the next thing is to introduce black biro and red biro. That's after 3 months. Then after the next 3 months, this is going to be now 9 months. Now we are going to introduce some set of pen, maybe 6 in 1, 3 in 1, all of this. Okay, so at that point, we are not only looking at meeting the market needs, we are now looking at how to generate revenue, how to make money. Because if we have all of these things, well put in the market, people will come. So at that point, we are also knowing the ones that are selling faster. So at the end of the day, we'll know that, between this time and this time, these are the products that sell well. Then you can also test another region, because most times a product that sells well in the north might actually not do well in the south. A product that sells well sell in the east might actually not do well in some other part of the country. So we have to pay attention on it. So all of this still fall within the first stage of growth. Now, what is the next stage? What is the next stage of growth? The next stage of growth is, okay, so we have been accepted. And don't forget, we have competitors. And the moment we set into the market, there too, because they own the market, they own a good share of the market already, they are coming, they will not allow us to want to take their own share of the market. So they are also working. So that is another growth that you should work on, because if you don't work on it, it's going to affect you. So at a level, maybe after 2 years or 3 years, you can now say, if this company can conveniently meet up with its target within this year and this year, then we can now propose an expansion, expansion of factory, not just expansion within Lagos. We could say we want to push a part of the company to the boundaries of the north and the east. That particular company will now be serving the north, will be serving the east. Now, what propelled that? What brought in that? In quotes, we were able to meet a consistent growth, a consistent target within a stipulated time till the 2.5 years. So at that level too, you are pushing, you keep pushing, because you have to set new goals for that point. So if it gets to another point where you feel, yes, we achieved it consecutively, not just the one that will happen once and it will go. No, it has to happen. It has to be able to sustain itself. So if the sustainability is assured, then the next thing is you move to the next level. So you can see that scaling is inside growth. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yes, sir, you did. But just to be very sure, from what I got basically, is that when you want to check how you're scalable, is more like you are seeing how you are generating money from your products and services. Then growth is when you are meeting the market needs. I'm really trying to understand, but this is what I got, or they are just the same thing together.
Okay, so let me break it down again. Growth in the real sense is growing. So you're moving from a babe into the youthful age, from the youthful age into the adult age. So you were doing 12 dozens, now you can do beyond 12 dozens. That is growth naturally. You are expanding in your staff strength. That is growth. But when it comes to expansion, you know, that expansion could mean you scaling from where you are into another level. Do you understand? But to get to that point, you have to have grown to a level, because it is the growth level that will determine the scalability goal. Is that clear now?
Very clear now. Thank you so much.
I have some questions there. You can read that, please.
Hello.
I didn't get what you said just now, sir.
Okay, somebody is trying to ask a question, please.
Yes.
All right.
Regards scaling, sometimes you may find out that you have a need to scale up, but the quality of team you have cannot execute that execution, that level of scale you want to do.
Yes,
and in
sir.
such situation, you may need to engage an external factor.
Yes, sir.
Most times it becomes the albatross, the thing that makes you to stagnate or
Yes, sir.
retrogress, because you couldn't cross that Rubicon.
Yes, sir.
What is that question that must be answered to make that happen?
Okay. At that point, a lot of people open their door for investors to come in. They open their doors for investments to come in. And at that point too, if you are going to be bringing in an investor, you have to be careful. It's better you work closely with your lawyer on certain decisions. Okay, so the first thing you do is design a plan of that scaling. What is the vision of us scaling? What are we scaling into? So if you have the raw facts of what you are scaling into and all you need to move there, the next thing you do is just look out or look elsewhere to bring in or to attract funds. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, it does, but it has allowed and a large quest answer. Attracting investors, attract funds. That's
Yes,
a big discussion again.
Yes,
because
sir, but
the modalities.
sir, can I say something, sir? Depending on the size of your business, but if it's a business that has in the past done fantastically well, I mean, fantastically well, it won't take such a business, any longer time to get the right investment. I can assure you that. But if you don't want to go for investors, you can decide to go for loan. Is that good, sir? You can decide to go for it if you don't want to go for investors. But yes. I still feel that you going for investors will pay, because in a way you started the succession plan at that point. And in no time, you are beginning to look into selling your business into the stock finish or stock flats. Doesn't make sense to you.
It does. It does.
I hope I answered it in my own bit. Next question.
There is a question, sir, at the on the chat box about accountability from Pleasant. She said, how best can we leverage on accountability? Because my challenge most times is execution. I have the plans well laid out and written down, but following through has always been the challenge. In fact, what can I do aside having an accountability partner, if possible, sir?
Okay, so it depends on the size of your business. Now, if you have 1 or 2 staff that work with you, fine. But if you don't have, the problem will still persist. The problem will still be there if you don't have a staff. Because what you do or what you're doing is a very big work that you yourself cannot do alone. So while you are thinking of sorting a party, sorting an event, sorting this and that, I mean, you would still want to be the person to come back and sort all that you have lined up. It's not going to work. That's the reality. But if you don't mind and you have the phone, you can recruit administrative team that will oversee certain things. So what you are going to do is you put a structure in place, let the MVCs and put out all that will help the organization achieve a vision in that plan. You could also update it into a handbook. But the first thing that must happen is you yourself must learn to respect the policy. You must learn to respect the policy. And it starts from you paying yourself that salary. You have to start paying yourself salary. And at that point, it's no longer my business. No. It's now a separate entity. So whatever you plan with your team must come to reality. So you don't default it, so they don't default it too. I don't know if that answers your question. Hello?
Miss Pleasant, did that answer your question? Okay, she said, okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir. There are no more questions there, but before we round up, sir, is there anything you want to give us, like an advice, like something to hold on to while we go about our businesses? Our businesses with, yes.
Okay, so it's important as business owners to continuously seek for knowledge. Please, don't stick to all that you know alone. Pay attention on knowledge. And in the course of paying attention on knowledge, you are also, researching, doing more, to know more, to get better within the industry. And just give ourselves to information. Most of us are in business, but we don't know what government is even saying around what we do. We don't know the indices of our business, of that industry. You don't know what is going to happen in the next 5 years. You don't know the importance, the opportunities in the next 5 years, in the next 1 decade in that business. And you say you're running. Your comfort zone is not, the information you have within your comfort zone is not enough to meet the emerging markets, because new things are happening. Things are unfolding, innovations, creativity. Okay, take for example, I read somewhere about.
So I don't understand. Yes, I was trying this way because Rasimi called me, he said the same, and I'm like, sorry, I don't get you.
I didn't get that. No. Come again, please. Hello, are you talking to me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't talking to you, sir.
Oh, all right then. Okay, so we must cater for indexes. Okay, say yes. I said I was working on a project, hibiscus, and I saw what America is going to be doing with hibiscus till about that's what we call Zobo, till about 2030, and man, that is a head up for me on how to plan on that thing. In your business, learn to know the future. Learn to know the things that won't happen, the things that will still happen. It helps you to work well. It helps you to, plan and re-strategize. Either in the health industry, in the health sector, in the banking sector, in whatever sector, there are new things, innovations that are coming up every day. And also, I want you to pay attention on events that affect your business. Don't wait for it to happen. The moment you hear that something might happen, so a lot so persons have forecasted that so things wants to happen. The next thing you ask, how will it affect my business? So you start planning. If it is for you to adopt or put on table, option B, C, and D. So that's all I have to say. Always get prepared for the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been so wonderful having you. Personally, I have learned a lot, and we are sure that people that have been on the call have learned a lot. People that would see the replay would also learn. So on behalf of the Association of African Startups, we want to say a very, very big thank you, sir. God bless you for sharing with us from your wealth of experience, your wealth of knowledge. God bless you, and Africa bless you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. We are grateful. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
With that being said, that comes to the end of our first Q1 mention. Our next class is coming up on the 14th of next month, and we also have an Instagram live on the 7th that's going to teach you the possibilities of positioning as an authority. So from here is good night and God bless you. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Bye.